The Immingham Civic Centre on Pelham Road has always been a popular hub for the local community, but more recently it has been undergoing internal building work in order to house the newly redeveloped Immingham Museum. The new improved two-storey museum officially reopens its doors to the public on Thursday the 1st of November 2012, and it is quickly catching the imagination of people and VIPs from all over the country. The museum has also become more high-tech, with DVD films charting the evolution of the rail and docks infrastructure, which keenly illustrates the massive regenerative impact that the train network has had upon the towns of Immingham, Grimsby and Cleethorpes. Museum benefactor and railway enthusiast John Trevitt is more than enthused to highlight just how important the rail and dock network has been towards Britain's logistic export and import businesses. But more importantly, the museum also celebrates the heritage and the history of its local citizens.
The heart of the museum is the history of Immingham and its people, going back to, indeed, Iron Age times and even further back than that. That is the heart of the museum, bringing that history right up to the present day. The contribution that we have upstairs at the museum is the contribution of the docks and the railways to the history of the museum, which is really about the last 100 years. And indeed, 1912 is the centenary year of the opening of the docks. So the upstairs floor of the museum brings the history of Immingham up to the present day.
Amongst the VIP guests are the mayors of Immingham and North East Lincolnshire. Both played their part in supporting the local partnership in their tireless efforts to relocate the museum to a more central town centre location.
One of the reasons we moved it to the centre of the town was because we believed more people would use it and take advantage of it, particularly the younger generation, because I think they need to know their history, understand their place in history and their place in the community.
The past of Immingham has played a huge part in Immingham, and it gives us people a chance, the kids a chance to come and see all the interactive displays, the railway displays, all the things that's made Immingham great and will continue to make Immingham great in the future, and it's all here for everyone to look at.
Also amongst the guests today is Mick Whelan, the General Secretary of ASLEF, who was keen to explore and learn more about the historical importance of the Immingham Railway hub and network.
We've been around since 1880 ourselves, and we've a long and abiding interest in the industrial nature of the relationship between railways, how it created the focus for the Industrial Revolution and what's happened since then. So we very much support any initiative that tells people about our past, the industrial past and the railway's future.
We're very pleased to have ASLEF people here because first of all, it shows that they recognise the potential value and interest of what we're doing here. But also, I think, it shows that the word is getting around about what's about to happen here, because it was ASLEF who actually rang us to say that they'd heard about what we were doing here and would like to come and visit. And most exciting for us was that they were saying things like, we'll come to see how we can help you.
One of the key attractions of the new museum is an interactive model railway, where a group of enthusiasts and volunteers are continuously building and developing the 42-foot model of the Great Central Railway hub. Tosh MacDonald used to work on the railway networks between Doncaster and Immingham, and he believes that the museum has an important part to play in preserving Immingham's history and culture.
It's no different to a folk song or a folk tale, a story or something, to come and see it visualised, where you can come and look round and almost touch and feel the history and the background of where our fathers and forefathers worked. It's a tremendous thing. It would be terrible if we lost all that knowledge and we lost all that history as we move away from, or as unfortunately being forced to move away from, traditional manufacturing bases, traditional transport jobs and such.
Museum staff and volunteers are really looking forward to opening their doors to the public. They believe that the new Civic Centre location will help deliver a much improved and interactive visitor experience.
As I understand, this is going to be a new and rather innovative exhibition when it's finished, and we look forward to coming back for the opening because it's going to be interactive, it's going to encourage people to learn about their past, and also hopefully encourage them to have an interest in the railways of the future.
Everyone needs a sense of their history and where they come from and the local community that they've grown up in, and it's places like these that will obviously give that, and I think it's great that if we bring in school children in here and showing them how the town has developed and what's been the fact that the dock is now the biggest port in the country. People scoffed at that a century ago when it was opened, but it has become just that, and we owe a tremendous debt to our forefathers and their foresight.
Lastly, John Trevitt is keen to say that the railways built the docks, the seaside resorts and the fishing industry, but this fact is often forgotten. John hopes that the new museum will capture the imagination of people of all ages and ensure that the legacy of Immingham's town centre history, culture and railways lives on long in the future.